I'm here with Ender and Ada of
Taqueria Estrella.
Okay, and I'm doing an interview today. So, how's it going, guys?
Pretty good, are you?
I'm doing great. So what do you guys do here?
So I guess we're the owners, and operators of Taqueria Estrella.
Okay.
My aunt is the chef, and I guess operate as the manager slash accountant slash other administrative things that make them up as well.
Okay. All right. So Ada's the cook, and Ender is everything else.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yes.
You make great food, by the way. Compliments. Kudos. It's delicious.
Thank you.
So, why a taqueria?
That's I guess we both kind of have our own stories behind that.
By all means, that's what we're here for.
So I guess I'll go first. I graduated college from Georgia Tech back in May 2018.
Okay.
And after that, I had a good $10,000 of student loan debt.
Okay.
So just the day after my graduation, I decided to go to work for this company that builds the Amazon distribution centers, and I was sent off to Miami. So I was working almost 7 days a week, more than 40 hours a week, for 4 months. As I raised up all this money to pay off my student loans around August or the mid September. I paid off my student loans and paid off a bunch of other money and saved up a good bit of money. So I kind of decided that it was time for me to take a break and relax. So I decided to move to Mexico for 5 or 6 months. So I'd been there until March of 2019. And around February, before I came back, my aunt actually called me, and she had quit her 9-to-5 job. And she had told me, I've had 4 months of rest as well. I've just been hanging out, and I kind of wanted to do this taqueria thing, and it's something that we had talked about in the past before. And I was I'm starting to run out of the money that I had saved up, and and I need some kind of revenue source to if I want to continue that lifestyle of living in Mexico or doing something else, I need to find some source of revenue. So I decided, hey, this would be an interesting project to take on and try to tackle here in LaGrange.
Okay.
So that's why I came back and decided to do this with my aunt.
Also because taqueria over here around LaGrange, and around LaGrange, nobody have original tacos, and we want to be different. And
and I guess she's a little nervous, but because this is the first time doing anything
you're
this.
Good.
But I guess I'll explain more on her side of her story as well. Her and my aunt, my mom, had been selling tacos for the Sunday league that they do here in LaGrange. Many people don't know about. There exists a Sunday soccer league within LaGrange, within the Hispanic community.
Okay. And
there was this opportunity to go and sell tacos and stuff, and they started doing this maybe 5 years ago, and they were doing well doing it on a small scale. People love the tacos, and they only really sold carne asada tacos at the soccer field.
Yeah.
And I love these tacos, and I when I would eat them and stuff, I would notice the potential for this to be something bigger than it actually was. But at the time, I was maybe in high school and maybe going through college, and a big thing about me was that I originally, after my freshman year of college, I didn't want to continue college because I sort of saw it as a waste of time and money, especially if you feel I just didn't feel at home at college. So I felt like I could be doing a lot more, maybe saving up some money to start a business. But granted, besides the fact, I'm thankful that I finished college and everything because it was one of my mom's dreams. That's kind of why I continued that. But
so you did finish college, correct?
Yeah, I did finish college. And they've been doing this for a bunch of years, and then the owner of the league kind of stopped them from doing it. He was I'm gonna, instead of let you guys sell tacos, I'm gonna let my family member who maybe the tacos aren't as good, but I'm gonna let them sell because you guys have nothing to do with me, and we're not family or anything like that. And so we're they were a little disappointed because it was something they really enjoyed, and my mom also hadn't been working because she was a breast cancer survivor, so it was something that it gave her some source of income and just something to do every week, and so we one day sat down, we started discussing menu things and just kind of chatting about this restaurant idea, but it just never came to fruition until this past March, I guess, when I came back, we started like looking for places, and then we finally opened our doors on July 13th of 2019, and
Oh,
we've
wow.
been going for 7 months now.
So you've not been open that long.
No, not at all. We're hoping to make the 1 year mark, because small businesses don't really make it to the 1 year mark, but so far we're doing pretty well, and we have like a pretty big clientele and like a lot of friends, family that come to eat here, so we're really thankful for that.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
So that answers my next question too. Why LaGrange? So you kind of born and raised here. Well, you were born and raised here, but were you born and raised here?
Well, I was born in Inglewood, California,
Okay.
1994. But I was raised here. We moved here maybe when I was about 4 or 5.
Okay.
So I'm pretty much, I guess, from LaGrange. Although
Okay.
sometimes I don't really feel like I'm from here. But I mean, my aunt, again, has more of a story about why we ended up here, and she's kind of the reason we ended up here. So I'll
Awesome.
see if she wants to tell
Yeah.
that.
Tell me.
Yes.
By all means, go.
Okay, we got our friends over here and working over here, and they told me I was a single mother, and my friends told me I can make more money over here live in
Okay.
Los Angeles. And I talked to my sister and I say, will you take care of my daughter? I'm moving to Georgia. And I left my daughter with my sister in California. She was having 3 years old. And
It's such a rough age.
I come over here to LaGrange trying to make money and save some money. And I told my sister, I said, oh, over here in LaGrange is a better life for the kids and the family. And I saved some money and I pay to them come over here, and I pay for the truck, moving all the stuff to LaGrange. Is why we're here
Awesome.
now. Yeah.
That's such a cool story.
Yeah.
So not only was she so I guess it's like her second migration, I'd say, because she came, I guess, from, we're originally from Chiapas,
Okay.
which is the southernmost state of Mexico, and they live in a little town called Sabinalito,
Okay.
which is 15 minutes away from the border of Mexico with Guatemala.
Okay.
So she migrated here back in, ¿qué año fue? ¿Te viniste?
1999.
Yeah, 1999. She came, no, 1999, no. No, sí, nació en el 96.
To USA?
Sí.
1990.
Yeah, so she came in 1990 to California because my mom had already been living there and stuff. And then, so they'd been in California, and then she decided to migrate, I guess, to LaGrange.
Okay.
And find, I guess, an even better, opportunity for us and everyone else.
Because my mom have 12 kids, and we want to have a better life. And we working hard over there in Mexico, and I moved to California. Ooh.
Well, it's rightfully you're getting choked up.
Yes.
So we covered how long you've done it in LaGrange, so maybe 7 months now. So what do you think is unique about you guys that makes you successful? Or is going to make you successful?
So far, what I guess is unique about us is we're the only real Mexican, a place that you can get authentic Mexican food.
Okay.
Every place around here in LaGrange that might advertise as authentic or something akin to that word is.
So what sets you apart from Los Naples?
Los Nopales is completely, I guess, I don't want to call it fake food, but it's Tex-Mex, I guess, is the word that people like to attribute to that. Everything is covered in cheese and greasy, and nothing's really fresh, they buy a lot of their products from Cisco's, which is a big food distributor thing, which isn't a big issue. I know Cisco's delivers fresh produce and all that stuff, but it's just the amount of grease and fats that go into the food is a little disappointing because it paints a picture of Mexican food being something that's unhealthy and just gives you bad gas, I guess, after eating it. Versus what we make, we try to stick to the tradition of what it actually is. We hand make our tortillas for the tacos and the quesadillas every day. Everything is made fresh sorta, and that's why sometimes it takes a little longer for us to serve people, just because we don't sit there with a pile of meat already cooked under a heater or a heat lamp. You know, we'll cook everything on the spot just because like we wanted to be the fresher quality and stuff. And like every Monday and Thursdays, I go up to Atlanta, you know, bring our produce from the farmers market like in Atlanta.
Wow.
And so I mean, we really put like a lot of effort and like dedication to it. And even though like our location might not seem like the most luxe or like fanciest place ever, you know, like we really like care about what we're feeding people. Because one of my big things is like I wouldn't feed someone something that I wouldn't eat, you know, which is like I guess really big. I mean I think it's like a big thing for any restaurant, you know, like some people they maybe like find a product and they're like it sells, you know, I don't really like the food or it's unhealthy for me, but like I'm still gonna sell it because I want to make money and like the only thing I care about is profit. And which I mean, any business obviously you should care about your profits, but I mean you should also care about like what you're feeding people and what you're putting out like into the world.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a karma thing, I think.
Makes sense. Anything to add to that?
¿Qué es lo que piensas que es la diferencia de nosotros contra otros lugares o que nos hace único?
Que todo es original.
That everything's
That's,
original.
Original
Okay.
and fresh and authentic Mexican.
Cooked by authentic Mexicans.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. By the Mexican people.
So we covered also what first brought you to LaGrange. So it was seeking a better life than Los Angeles. So what did you first do when you moved to LaGrange?
Work on different,
Plants. She worked at
Plants.
different plants. Like,
Okay.
yeah,
Like the Milliken plant. Like
Yes.
the textile plants.
yes.
Okay. And when they closed, what happened? How did you deal with the adjustment when they closed?
Oh, ¿dónde en América no trabajaste? O sea,
No.
¿Dónde has trabajado?
Solo one for me.
Yeah, so she's only worked at Mount Bow Mills.
Ah,
So she's
okay.
she's had like a steady, I guess.
Got it.
Yeah.
All right. So who would you say has been the... I'm going to ask this question separately. Who have been the three most influential people to you individually? Three most influential people.
I'll go first. So I guess I'd have to say the three most influential people would have to be my grandmother, my mom's mom, my mom, and I guess my aunt as well. And like, just cause like, I don't know, I mean, I don't mean to leave my father out or my grandfather. I mean, they're really good people, but
Well,
like,
the list could be a mile long.
yeah, but I feel like they, you know, as women, you know, especially as Hispanic women, you know, have faced a lot of like adversity throughout their lives, you know, maybe physical, mental, or like just illnesses as well. And they like without the support of like anyone have made like a life of their own and like made things for themselves. Like my mother, you know, she has always been a hard worker, always worked hard, like for us and my sister. And then like when we were in middle school and high school, she got breast cancer. And like one of my biggest regrets, I guess, in life so far is that I mean I was a kid at the time, but I still like feel very like regretful about it. Was that I wasn't as like at her side as much as I should have been. As a kid, you know, my way of kind of dealing with the issue was kind of leaving home and like going out with friends and kind of like just trying to get away from the home. And instead of like letting those kind of things bother her or anything, she was strong, and she said, you know, I'm gonna get through this thing like for my kids and for my family, because like I don't know, like she just knew if she did pass away how much it would really have affected me. And that's why I feel a little regretful about that. And my aunt, because like as a single mother, you know, she came from California, you know, she's done all this hard work throughout her life. And now she's like able to say, you know, that she's a business owner in LaGrange. You know, she's not just some other person like in LaGrange. She's able to establish herself and like have something that she's doing. And then just my grandmother for like just being like a loving person that she's always been. And you know, and, like she had like 12 kids too, so like she also had her own adversity of having to raise 12 kids, you know, with very very little money, just because like my grandfather wasn't the most, I guess, generous per se when it came to money. And like they grew up like in a poor like area of Mexico at the time, which is still pretty poor. But I mean, sometimes, you know, their meal would just consist of like a tortilla with some salt and water over it, and like maybe some like, and they would split a little bit of coffee that was barely any coffee. So I mean, they definitely grew up like tough, both my mom and my aunt, through like during that time. So that's why they're very influential on me, because they just kind of remind me that like I don't know, I don't feel like I'm a tough person, and I don't feel like I've done anything to prove that I'm a tough person, but I try to like look at the example that they set to kind of continue on with my life and try to be tough in situations where like where things just aren't going my way.
Ada, who are your three most influential people?
In my life is my mother.
Okay.
Because my mother got 12 kids, and we are poor people, and they don't have not too much money to raise it all. And is why the reason I moved to USA, because I want to help my mama with the food and everything what my another brothers needed. And also for my daughters, because I want my two daughters got a better life like what I have it, and have everything what they needed. ¿Cómo se dice? Que no deseen nada.
That they don't have to wish for anything.
Okay. Yeah.
And also my brothers.
Okay.
All my brothers, because I want everybody have a better life.
That's great.
Mine's a bit humble. If I may elaborate a bit more.
No, by all means.
When she was younger, she really wanted to go, I guess, to college and be something in Mexico. And at the time, my grandfather, just because it was like a more backwards time in Mexico, wouldn't let her just because he was afraid she was going to go off and just get pregnant somewhere. And so that was one of her biggest dreams, was to go to school as a nurse. And my grandfather just wouldn't allow it. So one of her big things for coming here as well was so that she could work, and try to help out her even younger brothers than she has. There's several of her siblings that now are college educated and have graduated because she was able to send them money and be able to put them through school, because it was her dream that she never really got, and now she wants to do that for her daughters as well. And like I said, she's very humble. She doesn't I guess, elaborating so much, but I feel like it's something that is important to the story of why we got here and why she is here too, because even though she lost that one dream of being able to become a nurse, she was able to finally start another dream of owning her own business.
From the ashes of that dream arose multiple others, like a phoenix. If I can be so melodramatic.
No, go ahead. I love the metaphors.
All right, so what's one common myth about the restaurant industry that you guys want to debunk? That you've had debunked for you?
That's a tough one. There's a lot of myths, I guess. Especially, I guess, just how, I guess, the way the health department works and things like that.
Okay.
I don't know, they're very stringent about the rules, which is it makes sense obviously, but I mean, I don't want to say we break any rules, but a lot of other restaurants do break a lot of rules when it comes to food preparation and just a lot of things, just because based on how food department laws or rules are set up, there's some rules that are just, I don't know, keep you from doing silly things. I guess one for example, and I don't want people to judge our restaurant because we do this, but to make tortillas, one of the big rules is you gotta wear gloves for every food preparation thing you do. But tortilla handling is a skill that is done best with bare hands. So obviously our tortilla makers wash their hands and stuff. But it's a small thing that they have to make tortillas without gloves, just because it's so much easier and for you to grasp the tortilla, or else the glove would be melting all over the tortilla and stuff. And it's just and they're also just accustomed to work without gloves when it comes to making tortillas. But it's I don't know. I feel the health department would frown upon that, but I mean, I want to assure all the listeners, obviously, that we take the most care and that kind of stuff, and we're constantly washing our hands. So don't think we're touching all your food without gloves. But it's just small things and
Will the tortillas get cooked?
Yes.
Don't they? Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, they get cooked. So they get double cooked. I mean, because once we make them, we set them aside, obviously, because we make like maybe 200 at a time, and then we reheat them and recook them on on the griddle once like we're preparing your tacos.
So they get cooked.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if the hands are filthy.
Yeah.
They get cooked.
And I mean, like in Mexico, it's like done all the. I mean, like. I guess if I had the choice of moving to LaGrange, and I had I had known something before moving here, was like that I would be like the one of the few like Hispanic kids like growing up.
Sure.
It was like I'm grateful for the people and like all the friends I have and stuff, but like it's like there's this saying, and I guess among Mexican Americans it's in Spanish, it's like ni de aquí y ni de allá. So, like, not from here and not from there. So there exists, like, this idea that, like, people like me, Mexican-Americans, like, who grew up, like, with, like, this duality, like, you don't really belong in the U.S., but you also don't belong in your native land just because you're so different. And so I wish I had, like I'm always, like, messing with my mom and, like, my aunt about how I wish I had gotten to grow up, like, in California. Because, like, I would have been surrounded by more Mexican-American people, I guess, with the same duality as me per se.
Yeah.
Just because like growing up here, like it wasn't like I don't know, it was just kind of different growing up. I feel like I had a lot of friends and things like that, but I always felt like there was this one thing missing about me, my identity, or something that I wasn't getting as much exposure to as I am now, like as an adult.
And you kind of implied all along that there's a Hispanic community in LaGrange that trying to figure out how to word this. Well, can you speak more about the Hispanic community in LaGrange?
Yeah, so like if I'm honest, the Hispanic community consists of a lot of like people. I mean, there's been a bigger influx recently due to like the whole like caravans and all that stuff. I'm sure you probably like know about that. And most people probably know about that, but there's been like a bigger influx lately, but there's always been like a pretty big Hispanic community that I feel has been kind of like neglected and kind of like underrepresented and under like appreciated as well, just because like we are in the South and like we're in the very deep South, I'd say. Surprisingly, like it's like a lot of people, I mean, I guess if you don't mind, I guess I want to kind of go and touch on my lowest point in LaGrange.
Sure, by all means.
Just because I've have like I guess one of my lowest points I guess was as a kid. Me and my friends, like I don't know why, but we got this like this. We had this like little thing that we did like on the weekends. We'd wake up at 5, 6 in the morning and ride our bikes to like the McDonald's on Commerce.
Okay.
Like and we would like we would take all the change from like one of my friends like house, like we just look around and like we'd all take it and go to McDonald's on bikes and just I don't know, because it was something to do when we were kids and we didn't really have anything to do in LaGrange because at the time like there was really not much, there wasn't a skate park or anything like that, so we had to kind of come up with our own fun stuff. And one of my friend's bikes my friend's brother's bike that I was riding, like the inner tube like popped or whatever. So then we had to go to Walmart to like fix the inner tube. So we get to Walmart and like we're in the garden section trying to like fix the inner tube, and this lady comes out and like she looks at me specifically and she's like, they said you can't be out here like fixing these bikes in the garden section. And I was like a little confused because I had asked my friends before we started doing this if they had asked the garden associates, I guess, if we could work there, and they're like, yeah, we asked them. And so then I asked them again because I was really confused why she was asking us this, and they're like, yeah. And so I looked at her and I was like, yeah, they said we could be out here. And then she, like, after I responded to her in English, she looks at me and she's like, do you even speak English? And like as a kid, I just kind of lost it because I mean I'm a kid, so like I got up, like in her face. I mean she was an older lady, she was kind of taller than me, but like I don't know, I just kind of started like yelling at her and like embarrassingly kind of cursing at her because again I was a kid and I didn't know how to react to those kind of situations at the time. But like it was just like one of the more I don't know, it was one of I just hated it. It's like I don't want to say like it was like a racist experience in LaGrange, but I mean it is what it is, and like it's not the first time that's happened to me or any of my family members like around LaGrange. So I mean, but that was just one of the ones that has stuck with me more. But I mean, like yeah, that's something that happens to like a lot of us around LaGrange, and especially with like not so much now, but like in the past, it would happen with the police as well, where they would be like, they would pull you over maybe if you look Hispanic and things like that. So, I don't know. It's just something I kind of wanted to, I guess, shed some light about, like how we are a little like neglected and like underrepresented, and just like at times maybe like people don't want us around, and like.
I was gonna say, like, going through my day, being completely honest, like, I don't see many Hispanic people, and I find it hard to believe that there's a large Hispanic population in LaGrange.
It's large. I mean, like any like people, just with the situation that's kind of going around, like we're like, I don't mean to bring politics into it, but like our current president definitely hasn't been the most welcoming to like our kind, I guess. So like, I mean, obviously like you wouldn't want to see us in public, and two, like a lot of the things like especially like downtown LaGrange, like they don't really try to market to like us Hispanic people, like they don't make any effort to do that, which one, like it's kind of dumb because like that's a lot of revenue, like lost revenue for them. Like a lot of my like customers are Hispanic, and like they love our food, and like they love coming here because like it's traditional, authentic food. But I mean, like I feel like if other people were marketing in Spanish or marketing it to like the Hispanic community, like you would see an influx of like people or maybe revenue around your town, because like I mean like there's a lot of people out here, and like they have a good bit of disposable income and they're willing to spend. So it's just like if you don't see them, like it's just like maybe you're just like, I don't know, I don't mean to say that, but
good.
Like not looking maybe in the right place. Like here where we are, like almost all these like these neighborhoods are pretty Hispanic.
Like okay, because like the only reason I come to this side of town is to come to your restaurant. Like being honest, like that's the only time I'm down here. All right. Did you have anything to add, Ada?
¿No quieres tocar de la pregunta que qué te hubiera gustado saber antes de venir a LaGrange? I'm going back to the question about what you would have liked to know before moving to LaGrange.
Okay, no eran muy racistas.
¿Cómo?
Que no discriminaban mucho.
She wish she had known that they weren't like so discriminating, I guess, at times. Especially back then, I feel like when you're the first few Hispanic people coming in.
Yeah, because when I come to LaGrange, it's not too much Hispanic, and the store you can find no, like Walmart, Kroger, you can find no Hispanic
like
stuff for food and everything. And also have the people treat you and talking to you because they look at you bad. Because sometimes, mostly when you don't speak any English, I'm thanks God I learned some before I come to USA.
I can't imagine moving and not being able to speak the language. Oh my goodness.
It's a lot of discrimination with the people who don't speak English. It's why I have a lot of friends and a lot of people, they know me because all the time they using me and ask me for a favor. Can you go with me to the hospital, to the clinic?
Oh my gosh.
Translation for me. And also they love me because I don't charge any money to them. Because it's a lot now. It's a lot of people they speak English, Hispanic, but they charge for going to translation to the Hispanic.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Okay.
And not me. I didn't charge any money. When the people ask me how much I owe you, I say anything.
Yeah.
So when they give me $5 for the gas or $10, so someone say only thank you.
Wow.
It's why I have a lot of friends and a lot of people they know me over here in LaGrange because I do that. I think.
And I've also been doing that since I was like about maybe 10 or 12. Like people would just pick me up, take them to their appointments and stuff, and I'd translate as well.
That's really cool / interesting / blow my mind. All right. I really wish I was bilingual. It would open up so many doors.
Yeah, it's a really nice asset, I'd say. I feel like even more so now, people should definitely like push their kids or like like to learn Spanish, even if you don't, just because like I mean, I don't know. People get so caught up in the idea that America's number one, but I mean, there's this whole world out there to see. Like, there's this whole like world out there for you to like discover, and like,
Yes.
not everyone's gonna speak English. And,
My
like,
wife is almost bilingual, and my son he speaks a little Spanish, barely, but we're gonna push him into speaking Spanish.
You should. It's
Yeah, it's what I push my older daughters to write and read in Spanish. And I say, you gotta do it because you gotta help people too, and don't charge any money, because one day you will have blessing for do that, and you have to be nice with all the people helping with money.
All right. So what's been your favorite story while living in LaGrange? There's got to be a good one.
¿Cuál fue la-
tu favorita historia de vivir en LaGrange, un cuento, una anécdota. ¿Qué no sabes?
¿Cómo que? Oh, my favorite thing is because it's not too much gangas and no.
No, como una historia,
Una
un
historia.
cuento, algo, un cuento de LaGrange, que es tu favorito. Me digas que no tenés. El día que vinieron pues, tus papás a LaGrange la primera vez, algo así.
My favorite thing is because I can make a real all my dreams.
Okay.
And we bring my mom and my dad to LaGrange for first time.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yes.
¿Qué año?
10 years ago.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Yes.
Permanently or temporarily?
Temporary, but
Okay.
now they are residents already.
Awesome.
Uh-huh.
That's great.
Yes.
So they split time between like Mexico and the U.S.
Uh-huh.
But she hadn't seen. ¿Cuánto tiempo tenía que no las había visto?
But I didn't see my mom for 20 years.
Wow.
After 20 years, we bring her to LaGrange.
That's so cool.
And it's my favorite story because my dream get true. My mom, I can see my mom and my dad, and now they are residents.
Awesome. So LaGrange really is kind of the promised land for you.
Yes, I guess, yeah. And
Awesome.
all the time I promise I'd be a good person because also they let my sister leave because she's a cancer survivor and bring mostly all my family over here.
Wow. So you are kind of the matriarch of the family too, aren't you?
Yes.
That's so cool. And you?
I guess you're ready for my story. I got a lot of stories about LaGrange, I guess, since I grew up here. I guess one of my favorite stories would be, well, I guess I have so many, just because, like I said, I guess I grew up here, so I have, like, so many stories I can tell you. One of my personal favorites, I guess, is, I guess it has to do with, like, LaGrange, but it doesn't really have to do with LaGrange. Like, when I was in 8th grade, I competed in this thing called National History Day.
Okay.
They have, like, a local, or they have, like, a in-school competition, and a local competition, then, like, a state competition.
Being a former history teacher, I'm familiar with it.
Oh, okay, yeah. So me and my friends, like, or one of my best friends, another friend of mine, we decided we wanted to do, like, Jackie Robinson, I guess. And, like, we did all, like, this cool stuff. We interviewed Rachel Robinson. Like, we did, like all this stuff. We got, like, this documentary all ready. And we went to the school competition to, like, present our documentary, and it wouldn't play at all. And, like, we were so upset. Like, it was just like, man, like, I thought we were going to do this. And then, like, it didn't really work out. And so we're like, can you guys give us another shot? And they're like, yeah, sure. And so, like, we went back and we did, like, our documentary again, and it still wouldn't play. So it's just disappointing. But, like, they got to hear, like, all, like, I guess our content, like, our voice recordings. So at the end, like, I was mostly disappointed because I don't know why I was so passionate about this project, but, like, it was something I wanted to do. I guess film's always been something I liked, so doing the documentary is kind of cool. And so, like, as, like, I'm walking through the hall one day, Mandy Pike, I guess is her name, Miss Pike. She was like a counselor, I want to say, at the time.
Okay.
I can't remember too sure. But she came up to me and she's like, "Hey, do you guys really want to compete in this competition?" And like, I guess she noticed like the passion from one of us, if not the three of us, that we wanted to be in this competition. So I was like, yeah, I mean, like, it'd be cool to like compete. Like, I thought it was a fun thing, and like, I feel like we can make it to state and maybe nationals or something. I'm sure I said something like kind of cocky like that because that's kind of how I am, I guess, about competitions. And so she's like, all right, and that's kind of all she said. And then like they announced like the winners and stuff, and we didn't win, but we got like honorable mention.
Okay.
So what that meant we got to compete like at LaGrange College for the local competition.
Okay.
So we went in there, and I think at that time I'd convinced my parents, like I took a lot of convincing, I think it was my birthday as well, to buy me a MacBook. At the time, like a MacBook for like someone like me was like, I don't know, like, and it was just super expensive, so like I'm sure my parents weren't like thrilled to have bought it, but like I somehow managed to convince them to buy it for me, and so like I had all these new like programs and things.
Yeah, wow.
And, like I was doing all this cool stuff with like our documentary, and so like we did like this new documentary. I want to make sure it was maybe. Yeah, I think we did have the Mac then. No, I'm just kidding. I'm lying. We didn't have the Mac yet. We did it on Microsoft, but I did it on a different program, and it still worked out. And we got like third place at like the local competition.
Okay.
And I was like, all right, cool. You know, we made it to state at least. Like we can go to state and compete. Then after that, like I got the Mac.
Okay.
And like we really like doubled down and started doing all this work and stuff. And like we finally like had like this really nice completed documentary. Like and so we went to state and like we blew everyone out of the water. We got first place, and like when they're finally announcing like the award ceremony, I think we were like 4 or 5 bleachers like up, and like they said our name. Like I don't even remember if I jumped out of the bleachers or walked down. Like it was just like it was awesome to like be able to like compete for like this competition, like in DC, like representing I guess everyone in LaGrange, you know, like in something like that, you know. And like history at the time wasn't like something I was super interested in, but it was the whole idea of like the documentary and like doing this project and just competing with like my friends and like representing something more than just myself, I guess. Like,
that's a cool childhood memory to have.
Yeah. And like I guess it's one of like the biggest awards I've ever won for anything. And like I don't know, I think of it fondly just because like I feel like even like today at an older age, like I'm still interested in like film and stuff, and like there's a lot of like projects that I still want to like undertake. So I feel like I'd still be able to like do something, produce some sort of like quality level like something if I have the right like equipment. I feel like the right equipment you can do pretty much anything. But it is one of my more favorite stories, just because like although like I said, it's not really all in LaGrange, but like it originated in LaGrange, I guess.
Yeah, I got you. Awesome. All right. If you can't name your own restaurant, okay.
Okay.
Can't name your own restaurant. So what's your other restaurant choice at LaGrange? If you can't go to your own restaurant, what's your other favorite restaurant in LaGrange?
¿Qué dice?
Dice que cuál es el otro restaurante
Favorito de LaGrange. Si no puedes ir a tu restaurante donde fueras. It's a tough one as well. I gotta say my current favorite right now is Beacon.
Okay.
Has been along for. I'm gonna name 2, just a new one and like an old one. Like my favorite one right now has to be Beacon. They have this like tempura dog. It's like a hot dog, like fried in like tempura and stuff. It's amazing. Like I've never had anything like it. And like I mean like. I don't know, it's like the only thing I really get there, and the beer, I guess, but like...
They definitely do some creative things over
Yeah, they really do. It's cool. And then, like, I guess the classic would be Gus's Grill.
Okay.
Like, I don't know, like, I'm a big, like, small business, shop local, whatever kind of person. And I guess even, like, in high school, I guess it wasn't, like, a whole, this shop local mentality, but, like, I was, like, going there because it was, like, a local thing. And when I would go in there, I felt like I wasn't in LaGrange. Like, it was more, like, a different city, just because, like... people who I knew, like, I guess mainstream people wouldn't like really be there. It'd just be like a bunch of random like local people who like that's just where they went to eat, and like I don't know, and they have really good food, honestly. French toast is pretty cool. Good.
Awesome. Ada?
Mi favorito.
Aquí en LaGrange, que no voy a hacer Un lugar así famoso también.
No, me gusta Subway.
Do you not go out to eat?
Yes, but I like Subway.
Subway?
Yes.
Okay. I'm a fan of Subway too. Eat fresh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So what's your favorite sub at Subway?
Meatballs.
That's my wife's too. She got really sick the other night though.
From a meatball sub?
Yes.
Oh,
Meatball
that's
sub.
unfortunate. They do have a good meatball sub.
I think it's because she hadn't eaten meatballs in a really long time, so her stomach wasn't used to digesting meatballs.
Yeah, that could happen.
Yeah. All right. So what's your favorite thing living in or around LaGrange?
Favorite thing about living in or around LaGrange is that my family is around. A lot of my family is around.
Okay.
Yeah, I just have like a lot of family around here, and like friends too. Like it's always nice. And even now, like now that I have like my like own business, that's
Even
nice
better.
as well. Cause like I don't know. I mean, I'm someone who doesn't want to like stay in LaGrange for the rest of my life.
Okay.
But I'm glad to like have started, I guess, my business here, and then eventually move on to like bigger things.
Okay. Ada?
Well, my favorite thing is LaGrange is because they give me enough money to bring my mom and my father and make my dream
Come true.
true.
Yeah.
My taqueria and give enough money to have all my brothers and my sisters have a better life.
Cool.
And the fact that they have 3 subways.
All right. So you can't say your own restaurant, though it is a hidden gem.
Mhm.
What's the hidden gem in LaGrange that no one else knows about?
Easy. Up the street, there's this little trailer truck. I don't know if you've seen it when you drive around here. It's called the Wingman. It is easily the best wings in LaGrange. Like, and they only open on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights. So
Okay.
if you're trying to get like the best wings in LaGrange, that's the only place to go. Like, I swear by it. Like, the seasoning he uses for his wings, like, they're phenomenal. Like, and
Like hot wings?
yeah, like
Okay.
hot wings,
Okay.
and you just go there, like, and they're cheap too, like, and they're just so good. And like, it's sad because, like I said, you know, this is like a less traveled area of like LaGrange, but like now it has 2 of the like the best eateries like around.
Yeah.
It's got Taqueria Estrella Roja and the Wingman. Like,
Awesome.
like this place is booming.
For small money.
Que es un lugar así escondido que nadie conoce. Yo dije, no, el Wingman ahí de las alitas. Igual.
Igual, almost.
Same.
All right. So what are you most excited about right now?
What am I most excited about? I guess like the since I do like a lot of the marketing for the taqueria,
Okay.
like graphics, videos, all that stuff. I'm looking forward to kind of continuing in that process and kind of developing more, I guess, stuff like that. Another thing would be like cool to like look into like making some merchandise and stuff, because like I have a lot of people who've asked for that kind of stuff, and like
Yes.
I'm a big like fashion guy as well, so like I don't know, I like design and all that kind of stuff, so it's like something that I'm passionate about.
I will sport it. I will sport a Taqueria Estrella. Yeah, I will sport a Red Star Taco T-shirt.
Thank you. And so yeah, I'm just looking forward to like being able to like develop the brand of the taqueria, just kind of see where it goes, you know, because like right now, like I feel we have like this identity, and like I want to like, I guess brand wise, like see or develop our identity.
Cool.
¿Qué es lo que estás más, digamos, emocionada en el momento para hacer? O digamos, ¿qué evento, qué cosa?
Como para la taquería.
No tiene que ver con la taquería, digamos, puede ser en tu vida.
O que la taquería me dé buen dinero para comprar una mi casa.
So she's excited. ¿Lo querés decir tú?
I'm excited because I try to the taqueria give me some more money. That way I can make another dream true.
Okay.
Is get my own house.
Ah, awesome.
Yeah. So she's always
Because I dream all the time, have my own business, bring my mom and my dad over here, got enough money that way I can have a house and it
No, if you're gonna dream big.
Yes.
Yeah, just small dreams aren't worth it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, favorite food. So we're in a restaurant currently. You work in a restaurant. What's your favorite food to eat?
Favorite food. Fried calamari. I don't know why, but
Okay.
I'm like obsessed with it. It's just the taste and all that.
All right. How about you?
Comida favorita?
Shrimp Alfredo pasta.
Ah, okay.
Italian.
Favorite beverage?
That's a tough one.
Sweet tea.
Okay, sweet tea. All right.
Mine has to be. You can only get this in Chiapas, where like my family's from. It's
Okay.
called pozol de cacao. It's this drink. It's like chocolate milk,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like it's made with water, like cacao, like
Mhm.
the chocolate stuff, and like maize corn, and so you mash it all up, and like it becomes like this liquid, like basically like I said, like a chocolate milk, but with no milk, and it's like something that a lot of people drink like when it's really hot out, and like it's very thirst quenching. It's not like super sweet to the point where like I just drink like chocolate milk
Yeah.
and it's like 90 degrees outside, and like it's just like the most amazing drink ever, and like it's something that the Mayans used to drink.
Okay.
And like it's just like they used to drink it like as a remedy and like just various things, and like it's just so good. And so you'll go to Mexico sometimes and there'll be people selling it on the side of the street, and they'll sell it in like this little like I'll compare it, like it's like a bowl, but it's like this old squash that's dried out,
Okay.
and like they'll cut it and
Mhm.
like it just kind of becomes like a bowl thing that you drink out of.
That's really cool. All right. Is there anything I should have asked but didn't?
Alguna cosa que hubiera preguntado.
Is there anything you're dying to say?
O
Tell me
algo que
anything you're
quieres
dying to tell me.
decirle al público.
I just want to tell everybody, don't stop and keep on doing it. Whatever you want to do it for, get your dreams true.
I guess for me, I just want to like one of the big things I'd want to like tell everyone is like or I guess explain is like who we are, you know, like as a taqueria, you know, like we're not some big chain or anything, you know, like the people who like I'm working here almost every day, my aunt's working here like every day, like we're here like every day, and like if you ever have any questions about the food, about us, about like just anything, like we're always here willing to talk to like anyone, just because like I don't know, I feel like for a young age, like I'm 25, like I've experienced like a lot like in life. I've been like a lot of places, and like I'm not the wisest or most knowledgeable person obviously, but like you know, like I want to try to help people if they have like a goal, maybe opening a restaurant or anything else, you know, opening up any type of business or anything, like, or just like in anything like in life, like I want to be able to help people, and like we want to be able to help people and like feed you good food at the same time. So I mean, like we're always here, you know, and like I said, we're like a family-owned business, and like I want people to know that, because like that's what makes like I guess this economy roll, is really small business. And I feel like a lot of like big chains, you know, are always getting incentivized and like subsidies and stuff like that, like in America, and like, which I guess makes sense, but like not completely, because you're screwing like the real people who like live around these small cities and stuff. And like I've realized that even more now, like as a small business owner. So I try my best to like really do my part like around LaGrange, and like support small businesses and really like get their names out there. And also like just as a person as well, I feel like we should also try to like be more environmentally conscious. I feel like a lot of restaurants here around LaGrange don't really care, like take that effort to like do that, like, which is something we try our best to do. We try to recycle as much as possible. A lot of our to-go containers are like this like bag-ass like syrup, like they're made from like this bag-ass syrup, and like so like we spend like a lot of money in this kind of stuff, and like even though sometimes like it may be like a lot more money than like we should be spending maybe on to-go cases, but one, we do it because like, we want to put out that good energy out there, you know, like we want to take care of the earth, and like, and two, like I said, we should just be trying to make this world a better place, I think. And I mean, if it takes just us like doing that, then like fine, but I hope I want to, I guess, to appeal to more restaurants and more local places around us to kind of like take that initiative as well and try to like help, because I mean, we may be a small town, but I mean, united and like unity is important, you know, especially in a small town. And I feel like we could all be doing better environmentally and you know, just like socially and morally. Not to say that I'm the most moral or like, I don't know. I'm not a good person like all the time, but you know, I try my best. I feel like we all do, but we could all be doing more as well.
Okay. Where can our listeners connect with you?
Well, you can connect with us like on like the Taqueria has an Instagram if you want to connect with the Taqueria. Okay. Like I have my own like Instagram as well. Ender Hidalgo if anyone wants to reach out. The Taqueria's username is Red Star Tacos because I figured it'd be easier for the non-English.
Yeah.
Or non-Spanish speaking people.
Guilty
and
as charged.
And like I said earlier, like we're at the Taqueria all the time. If for some reason you want to connect to us about anything, talk about our food, or like just like get to know, I guess, this business more, we're like here every day, and like we're here willing to talk to anyone and willing to tell your story. So just come and knock on our doors Tuesday through Sunday because we're closed on Mondays.
Okay. Ender and Ada, it's been a pleasure. Have a great day.
All right.
Thank you.